In our fast-paced, achievement-driven world, it's also easy to neglect our inner well-being amidst the external noise and incessant demands on our time and energy. We rush from one obligation to the next, putting others' needs before our own self-care. At work, we take on more projects than we can realistically handle. At home, we sacrifice our personal time to cater to family responsibilities. In our relationships, we bend over backwards to please our loved ones, often at the expense of our own happiness. This constant outward focus causes us to lose touch with our innate need for self-compassion, the kind understanding and acceptance we so readily extend to others, but so rarely to ourselves. We become disconnected from our own inner voice, wasting precious energy on things that beg for our attention, while our own emotional needs go unmet. Breaking this cycle requires us to pause, breathe, and realign our priorities. True success begins with self-compassion, the act of treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and acceptance. A popular quotation said, "Love yourself first, and everything else falls into line." Too often, we are our own harshest critics, berating ourselves for our perceived flaws and failures. However, research from Dr. Neff at the University of Texas shows that individuals who practice self-compassion experience greater life satisfaction, improve relationships, and enhance motivation to achieve their goals. Self-compassion allows us to approach challenges with resilience rather than self-judgment. As the Reiki precept states, "Just for today, do not anger." By releasing negative self-talk, we open ourselves to growth and well-being. In this video, we will embark on a transformative journey as we unveil 7 powerful reminders that will ignite your self-compassion and propel you toward unlocking your limitless potential. Number 1. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. This Stoic principle reminds us that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions to them. When faced with a setback or challenge, our instinctive response may be to berate ourselves harshly. However, self-compassion teaches us to pause and respond with kindness instead of harsh judgment. By reframing difficulties as opportunities for growth rather than sources of self-criticism, we reduce stress and anxiety. Self-compassion provides an antidote to the toxic inner voice that can hold us back and compound our suffering during tough times. Number 2. No one is born hating another person. Nelson Mandela. This powerful quote highlights that empathy and compassion are inherently human traits that must be nurtured from within. When we treat ourselves with compassion, extending that same kindness to others becomes natural and effortless. Self-compassion cultivates self-awareness, helping us recognize our shared humanity and the universal struggles we all face. It softens our hearts, making us more receptive to others' pain and more inclined to offer support. Ultimately, self-compassion strengthens our capacity for deeper connections and more meaningful relationships. Number 3. The obstacle is the way. Marcus Aurelius. The ancient Stoics believed that true growth and self-mastery come from facing life's inevitable challenges head-on with resilience, courage, and perseverance. However, self-criticism can become an obstacle in itself, impeding our ability to bounce back from setbacks. Self-compassion acts as a buffer against harsh self-judgment, allowing us to confront failures with kindness and a growth mindset. Rather than berating ourselves, we treat mistakes as valuable lessons, using them as stepping stones toward self-improvement. Number 4. To be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others. Thich Nhat Hanh. This Buddhist teaching underscores the importance of radical self-acceptance, embracing our authentic selves without seeking external validation. When we practice self-compassion, we cultivate an unconditional positive regard for ourselves, flaws and all. This allows us to develop a healthy self-image, rooted in self-love rather than an idealized, unattainable notion of perfection imposed by societal standards. True beauty radiates from within when we honor our unique qualities. Number 5. Breathe. Let go. And remind yourself that this very moment is the only one you know you have for sure. Oprah Winfrey. This quote reminds us of the transformative power of being present and practicing mindfulness. By anchoring ourselves in the here and now through techniques like meditation and conscious self-care, we create space to treat ourselves with greater compassion. Mindfulness cultivates self-awareness, allowing us to pause before reacting habitually with self-criticism. It inspires us to let go of rumination over the past or anxiety about the future, focusing instead on extending compassion toward our current experience. Number 6. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. Self-compassion enables us to pursue personal and professional goals from a place of intrinsic motivation and self-acceptance, instead of being overly harsh on ourselves or impacted by outside pressures. When we silence our inner critic and approach our ambitions with self-kindness, we foster a positive relationship with our work. This nurturing mindset keeps us engaged and persistent in the face of inevitable obstacles, driven by passion and fulfillment over fears of failure or societal judgments. Number 7. Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Brené Brown. At the heart of self-compassion is radical self-acceptance, the ability to embrace our human imperfections without harsh self-judgment. This creates a safe space for vulnerability, which Brené Brown identifies as the birthplace of belonging, love, and connection. By treating ourselves with compassion, we give ourselves permission to be genuinely seen, opening the door to deep interpersonal bonds built on mutual understanding and empathy. Self-compassion lays the foundation for inner peace, emotional resilience, and long-lasting success. Building self-compassion enables us to confront life's challenges with elegance and peace of mind. When we inevitably stumble or make mistakes along the way, self-compassion allows us to forgive ourselves, let go of harsh self-judgment, and continue moving forward with kindness. Moreover, self-compassion encourages us to look inward, deepening our self-awareness and accepting our whole selves, strengths and struggles alike. Only by nurturing this inner understanding can we then expand our perspective outward, fostering greater empathy and connections with others. When we treat ourselves with kindness, we become more attuned to our shared human experience and more capable of extending that warmth to the world around us. Take care of yourself, and thanks for watching.